Welcome today. I got Sasha, a very successful client. We're going to interview her. She's going to share with us how she went from crippling anxiety that was causing her to be stuck with her body, overstressed, burnt out, was stuck in her business and her body and health, to literally in 5 weeks, scaled her business, lost 1% body fat, and started a new side project, has a ton more time left over, and she's crushing it. I was not supposed to be successful. Hey there, Casey Ship here, fitness model, hormone expert, and a master energy healer. I help goal-oriented women clear out the reason why nothing has worked and finally step into their purpose and get everything they've ever wanted. Sasha, welcome to the interview.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes.
Super excited.
Tell me, if you can remember, where exactly were you emotionally, mentally, and then we'll go physically before you found Hot Moms.
So before I started working with you, I was already doing some work. I was already starting to open up to the idea that like maybe I should address some trauma. I was definitely, like I didn't have that bad of a childhood, it's like, but maybe there are some things that I'm looking through rose-colored glasses through, right? So I was like, okay, let's do some work. Let's see what's going on. And this isn't the first coaching program I've had. You're actually like my second coach. And the first one, I was like, okay, I'm going to do business. It was a business coach. So it's kind of different, right? But they did address like how to overcome things with like EFT and certain things. So I opened up to woo-woo stuff. And so then I was like, okay, I'm putting out in the universe, like, what is it that I need? All these things. And then I saw your like stuff on Instagram and I was like, this girl's fucking awesome. Right. Like, I was like, if I was like a white woman, she would be me, or like, like, and it was just like the whole like reflection thing, right? Like what you see in other people, whether it's good or bad, like you have it in yourself. And I was like, okay, how do I be that? Like, how do I just be me? And I was at this point where I was like, okay, Sasha, maybe you don't know everything. And if you can get like a blueprint for how to get everything that you want, like, why wouldn't you? Like 10 years ago, my ex-husband's cousin asked me like this question on personal development. And I was like, why would I do that? Like, why would I read books on how to like live life? Like, can I just live life? So that was like the first time I'd ever come across personal development. And I was like, that's weird. No. And then I started getting to the fitness and learning like, the mindset thing. And I was like, okay. And I really started to open up to it. And so I was like, I'm just gonna come in here and act like I don't know anything. I'm going to act like I don't know anything. I had like, personal training background, fitness nutrition background. I was like, clearly it's not working. Right. Like, so I was like, I'm going to act like I don't know anything and just do what she says and see what happens. That's exactly where I was.
Okay. So it was like business owner, you had already gotten your feet wet with personal development, and you had this thing of like, well, hold on. You said something in the beginning. You were like, you started questioning yourself. What made you question yourself? Were you running into like blocks with your fitness or something?
It was just like life is good. Life is good. But for whatever reason, I wasn't feeling like life was good. Like it was like just kind of like an anxiety, like something's going to happen. Like I always got to be on it because it's just a shoe might drop, like just one of those things. And, I think it comes with my background, like just always having to be on top, like alcoholic dad, alcoholic ex-husband, like all of these things. So I'm just like always on edge, taking
high
care
alert.
of things, like
high alert.
Yeah, high alert all the time.
Women that's listening, maybe they're not there yet, and they're like, what is this even talking about? What is high alert to you? You mentioned anxiety. Can you give us an example of like when you woke up in the morning, the thoughts that you would think versus now or something?
I guess a lot of it for me is financial, because I'm a single mom. I'm a single mom of 2 boys. I've only been divorced or separated for 4 years, officially divorced less than a year. So like, for me, it's just like overcoming this, that I can do it, because my ex-husband made all the money, it was always that thing. And we had a business together, but it was never like mine, right? It was his and I helped out. And so I never had that. And I never identified as a stay-at-home mom. And that's what I was. And so I picked up like little side hustles just to feel like I was doing something. And you know, because I never ever identified and never in my mind envisioned my life as like, not that there's anything wrong with stay-at-home mom. You know, it's just for me, I was like, no, I'm
It's a
gonna work.
calling. It's a
Yeah.
calling. Women
Yeah.
that are stay-at-home moms, I hear they feel called to do that, and we just don't, and that's fine.
Yeah. And for a long time, I was like, damn, am I a bad mom for not like wanting these, you know, for wanting these things? And finally, like, I'm just like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm just, you know, like every woman's different, every person's different. And I'm like, finally, like, it's cool. You know, I used to, as a stay-at-home mom, I used to do all the things, you know, going to the kids' events, participating, volunteering, doing all the over the top shit. And I didn't fucking want to do it. And so now I'm at this place where I'm like, okay, I got to choose, like, do I go to work and make money, or do I go to the recital? And it's one of those things where some days I do the work, some days I go to the kids thing. And it's like, you know, I can't do both. But I'm finding like if I succeed really well in one part, then I might be failing a little bit on another part. And that's just what it comes with. So long as I have conversations with the people who are involved, I'm finding like it's a lot easier and a lot better that way. But it wasn't always like that. It was just me trying to fucking do it all. Like it's just, and like
Impossible.
Exhausted.
Impossible. Yeah, you'll end up, man, with the weight problems, the energy. It's like, what's wrong with my life? Okay,
Yeah.
so you were, I mean, financially feeling like a high alert.
Yeah.
A high alert. What am I going to do? And then you saw one of, you know, our trainings or whatever, and was like, okay. And I guess you noticed was it the bounce? Did you see, she has balance, or she's got fire that can maybe like ground me and guide me? Like, what was it?
You just seem like you just knew what you wanted and you were gonna go get it.
Okay.
Like, and it was also the no bullshit, raw, like, I'm gonna give it to you without any fluff. Because I can't, like, it was like the introduction training video that I watched. Because honestly, I was like, Sasha, you already had a coach. That didn't work. This isn't going to work again. Don't fucking do it. Right. So then I booked a call and then I canceled. And then I saw your fucking ad and it was like, bitches be canceling. And I was like, oh shit, she's talking to me. And so then I was like, okay, let me just sit with this. Like, is this just me wanting it? Or is this like, you know, is this God's will? Right. That type of thing. So I was like, let me sit with it. And then I was like, you know what? It can't hurt to just book the call. Right. So because I booked and canceled, you were like, let me see how serious you were. Buy this. I was like, okay, buy it. And so I got it. And I saw the first training video. And the first like lines that you said were like, you can do it. Like all these things are like, if that's what you want, that's not me. And I was like, oh my God, you're what I need. Like those first line, I was just like, this is exactly what I need. And I knew it, but I was fighting. I was like, in my mind, I was like, I can't afford it. I can't, you know, and, you know, working through the money thing, I'm just like, okay, you can afford this, but you got to figure out where this money is going to come from. You're going to manifest it somehow. I don't, but yeah, so that's that. It was just you know, like you being you. And that's just all I want is the ability to be me, like uninhibited, not scared, like, and it's just, you know, like when you see it, you're just like, how do they do that?
Yeah. So you were like, just let her fly, man. Let her go. Let her do it. Freedom. Okay. Because you are the woman. I absolutely love work. I get chills. I wake up in the morning like I live to work with women like you that's motivated, unfortunately, and even in a negative way, like financial, right? Security. Yes. Like I got to figure this shit out. And we find ourselves like back against the wall. We're not taking care of ourselves. Our body's gone to shit. Like, what's wrong, man? And then you want to rise up. I got you. Like, just, yeah. Okay. So, can't work with victims though, that want to just stay there. Like, I'm a single mom. I have women all the time. Like, well, you don't understand. I'm a single mom. I'm like, baby, we've got single moms that are crushing it, winning it with that story. So tell us, a little bit about you. You know, you've already mentioned the divorce, the kiddos. Share how old they are.
Oh, in a couple weeks, my oldest is gonna be 13. I'm a teenager, and they're both boys. Like these are all old photos.
Like this is an Asian thing and then a Black thing. White people, we just fucking, I'm already getting jowls. Like why are Asians and Black people, y'all just age, y'all be like 99 looking like you're 30. I don't get it.
I mean, I had them fairly young. But no, so my oldest is gonna be 13, and then my little one, he's gonna be 8 in September.
Oh, okay. So and that boys are very physical. Like there's a lot of energy there.
There are. They're so different. They're so different. But
They
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
All right. So, and then what kind of business do you have now? Will you share what your husband, what y'all did, and then what you do now?
Okay, yeah. So when I was married, we owned a food truck. He was Korean. And so it was Korean fusion. It was tacos, burritos, burgers, all that stuff. So I did everything except cook and drive the truck. So I would work on it, but I would also do the back end stuff with certificates, permits, whatever. Right. So it was great because I learned how to run a business. I also learned what not to do. And so I told myself, I was like, fuck food. I'm never getting back in food. Like that shit is hard. Right.
It is, yeah.
And so I was like, I'm gonna be a personal trainer and I'm gonna do all these things. And then I was like killing myself. I was like, that's not gonna work. Cause then I hated fitness after that. I was like, it took all this passion that I had for it out of it. So then I quit, took a step back, came back to it, started meal prepping last year for some clients. And then it just kind of transformed, and people over the holidays were like, do you bake? And I was like, yeah. And next thing you know, I'm opening a bakery. But
now
it's
not just a bakery, but it's what kind of bakery?
It's a healthy alternative bakery. So we do sweet alternatives. So a lot of my stuff is gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, but I also do some traditional stuff. And it's taken some time, and I'm finally owning it, and making it mine, because I never in my life did I imagine owning a bakery. Like never, ever, ever, ever in my life was I like, I'm gonna open a bakery.
Dude.
A coffee shop, maybe, but never
Butterbeans Cafe. Like Butterbeans Cafe,
I have no idea what that is.
Little cartoon. Like this is cool for those of you that are spiritual watching this. We all have our healing, our spiritual gifts, right? And you're healing people through food. It's like you can't get away from it.
Well, that's so funny that you said, because I've always wanted to do that. Like I was like, maybe I can make like elixirs and like, hippy dippy stuff, and so now I'm like, wait, but I'm doing it. It's just in a different form.
You wanted to dip into that witchcraft. I'm just
kidding.
Basically, I mean, a pharmacist, if you're a pharmacist, you're a witchcraft. You make potions. I'm just kidding. We're just trying to have fun. We're just trying to play. All right. Let's be real. We're just little girls. We're dressing up, acting like we got fucking shit going on.
It's so funny. That's so true. Like, you guys are just going to let me adult now, but I'm of age. What does that mean?
Look, it's so fun. It's so fun. So the main problem though, because I know we talked about like where you were at mentally, physically, but what was the main problem? Like all the how you were feeling was causing a problem that you needed to be fixed. It needed to be fixed. What would you say that main problem was?
I think the main problem was just a lack of belief and self-worth and doubt. I was doing the things.
And that causes you. So when you have that, because see, I'd be like, well, why is that a problem? Because you probably weren't getting things done. You were probably letting yourself go. Like, what are some things that was sliding because you doubted?
I mean, certain things were getting done, but it would be the follow through. That's where it was. I'm an ideas person. I can get shit started, but follow through just always sucked because I always felt like a fraud. Like they're going to find out I'm not a baker. They're going to find out like, even anything, right? Like, but yeah, that's essentially what it was. I was just like, I'm fake. That's what it was.
And you found out why in Hot Moms. We found out, we're finding out where all those fucking voices come from, huh?
Yes.
And you know what else she did not mention, y'all? You also are a very talented writer.
Oh yeah. It's funny. I don't, it's hard to say that, but yeah.
I mean, she's full of art, and would you say it was romance novels?
I mean, romance to be PG, but it's so it's like the difference of Playboy and Hustler, where I'm more on the Hustler side. Like it's definitely more smut, like,
oh my God. You realize what that is like, we need that. And you're working on that, right? You're working on all that.
Yes. Okay. But it's hard because you got to get in that zone to be able to write like that, so I'm like, I got to tap out a single mom and tap into like, and her name's Miss Molly, which is my middle name. My middle name's Molly. So I'm like, okay, little Miss Molly, like whatever. Like, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but
You're getting there. And that's why you like KK, my alter ego.
Yeah.
Right. You know,
When I saw that, I was like,
that's me. That's my ass, baby. KK, Casey Kimmel. Y'all hit her up.
One of these days I'm going to have the confidence to post my butt online. And it's not like,
well, you're going to need to, because you'll need graphics for your other brand, you know?
yes. Yeah.
You've got to understand, women in romance novels, you're giving us life. There's so many ways we could go in and bend the business codes of books to get you rolling there. Like, I am thrilled about you doing that. I'm so fucking excited. So anyway, these were things, y'all, that she had buried down and didn't believe that she could do. And we're like, oh, absolutely not. We're just slowly pulling out the essence of Sasha, because the world needs more Sasha. The world needs more you. And she couldn't do that when she was in self-doubt and in frustration and fucking procrastination modes, right? So that was the problem, is you weren't able to literally do the things you wanted to do.
Yeah. I would see it. I'd be like, okay, I could do that. And then I'd get to a point where I got to make a step, and I'm like, I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have this. I can't do this. Like, oh, let me just stop, instead of like proceeding and then being shot down and feeling rejection.
Yeah. We just going to do those clearings and clear my shit. And we're going to keep going. You know, that's what we're doing. So, okay. Why did you join our program specifically, you know, over another, you know, You Can Do It program?
Honestly, it really comes down to how you give it to us. It's just uncut, raw. That's how I like it. Like, that's just it.
You're a dirty girl.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
Same. I think here's the deal. And for women,
give it to me raw, please.
You know, every woman I've talked to, Sasha, and I'm friends with porn stars, you know, and the porn stars that I know, they're business women. Let's be real. I just know business women. I know very powerful women. You're a very powerful woman. Because we're a very powerful woman, we're very masculine. And it also means we're very feminine. And that's where our power is, right? But everyone I've talked to, we appreciate lovemaking and romance, and we can totally go there. But for the most part, dude, we want to be fucked. We want damn hair pulling. We get nasty.
Please choke me or something.
But you know, that's not good or bad. That's just like expression. And there are other fucking women like us. And when you find your fucking freaks, man, you feel not so alone, and you can really vibe up. You know,
that is so true. That is so true. You don't feel ashamed. Right? Like,
freedom.
That's the biggest thing. And the reason I like writing this way, or like, you know, this genre interests me, is because it really comes down to like self-acceptance, right? Because you cannot tell somebody that this is what I want, this is how I like it, if you don't fully love and accept that part of, you know, whatever it is that you like. If you know, like, I like it this way, give it to me this way, you know. But like, if you're ashamed of that, you can't share that with a partner.
No. And you're not gonna live life to the fullest.
Yeah, because you're gonna constantly like hinder yourself, like tiptoe.
Yep.
And I don't want to do that.
No,
we don't want to do that.
Yeah. And don't get us wrong. We're not saying it's all or nothing. It's just saying that if you stay in that self-doubt shit, you're literally not experiencing the full capacity that you could. Like, don't you want to be happier and like richer and sexier? It's all waiting on the other side of you playing it small, you know? So you like the rawness, the realness. And that's usually when you find a coach that you can hear and they can hear you, you're going to get good results. Okay. Was there anything particular about our program that really helped you? Like, what was one of the things so far that's really helped you, and why has it been so effective?
Like, where do you even start? You know,
just like that one thing. What's the one thing you feel like that's just really helped you?
The framework that you give me, like, to overcome and like identify the belief, the like past belief, and then change it to the new belief. Like, it's just a constant thing. So I think just knowing that like that framework is there, and I'm able to insert whatever belief, disbelief, whatever, and
convert it and just use it constantly to something that supports
the biggest
you.
Thing. Yeah. Because sometimes like it's just like, oh, you identify like, oh, self-doubt's there. Well, where's that coming from?
Sasha is emotionally intelligent. This is the difference in a woman that's working with us in the energy and picking up the frequencies daily because you're around us than not. They heard you say that. And I promise, maybe you've been there. I have. Back in the day, like, I didn't know how to be aware of self-doubt. I didn't even know like what that felt like or what
No, it was just, I just believed I couldn't. It wasn't like maybe I'm feeling this way, but it's not real. But it wasn't even I'm feeling this way. I just am.
That's it. And in the rate, they're like, well, how do you know? Okay, well, look around at your life. If you're feeling like Sasha, where you're on high alert, you're feeling like money's running out, you've got to do, there's not enough time, you're underappreciated, you're trying to do it all, you're maxed out, you're not taking care of yourself, you're looking at other women that seem like they've got it flawlessly, wondering what the fuck's wrong with you. That's a dead giveaway that you're in that energy, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so then that's how you can go, okay, I'm in that energy now. That's why I say if you're stuck with your weight, you've got this shit we're talking about. So then you just go to like, hey, will you help me clear whatever it is? I'm stuck. That's where you can become aware of what Sasha's talking about and go, okay, dude, that was self-doubt. That was frustration. That's like me in despair. Holy shit. And you can start identifying these things. Then you can go work on them. Because if you don't know they're there, you're just like, you're like Sasha said, you are it.
Yeah. And so now I think, so really it's just your program has really taught me how to not just experience the awareness now, but to actually change it.
Love it. Oh,
that's really a big thing.
Fuck, have you been in those programs? I know I have. Most of our people have.
Probably.
Or like counselors and therapists or like certain healers. They'll tell you how fucked up you are. They're like, yeah, you're very stressed out and you've got to do this. Like you need to do this and you need to start doing this. You're like, but how? But fucking how?
I was just thinking that. Like, I love that we can come into, whether it's the private group or when we do the coaching calls, where we can come in and you're like, okay, this is what you need to do. And this is where you find it. And wherever it is that you point us whatever direction, you go to that course, you listen to the thing, you do the exercise, and you're like, cool, now I have this in my toolbox and I can use it whenever the fuck I need it. And that's exactly what it is. And if I don't know, I'll search for it first. And if I can't find it, I know I can rely on the other moms. Or,
so cool.
And before, asking for help was like, oh. But again, I came into this like, fuck everything you knew and do something else.
As a result of implementing what you've learned and how to transmute and increase your emotional awareness and intelligence and really turn all those heavy things into winning energies and frequencies or what you want to call it, what's been some of the outcomes? Like, what have you noticed as a result?
Okay, well, I'm totally manifested all the money to pay for your program. More than.
And how quickly was that?
I would say like, I can't even remember. I think it was like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Like that. Yeah.
You are badass. Yeah. You are so badass.
I was, cause I was talking to Nicole and Nicole was like, cause I was like, you need it like now, like now. And she's like, yes, funny. And I was like, okay, let me see what I could do, And she was like, act like you're already that woman. Act like you already have it. And I was like, what's she talking about? Okay. And like, you hear those things before, like step into her and make those decisions like you're already her. And I'm like, okay, I've heard that, but I don't know how to do that. But I was like, no, like I'm gonna like, I didn't know how, but I was like, I know I'm gonna get it. Like, I didn't know how.
You decided that you were gonna get it.
Yeah. And so next thing you know, I got this check in the mail. I was like, cool. I paid for it, had a little extra. And that was like, okay, if I could do that with just like the very little things that within the first week and a half, okay, what else can I do? Right. So then I just started committing to things, like I was like, okay, let's just keep doing, keep listening. And then I got like overwhelmed, right? Because there's a lot of emotion. And I was like, okay, let me just not. So that was the first one, is manifesting the money to pay for you. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to like really work on like, the people around me, what I'm going to allow in my life and things like that. So I guess, relationships that were toxic fell off, which is also positive, right? Because I don't have to concern myself with that anymore. So that was a plus. And then being able to, this is interesting because the other day, my mom was like, I'm proud of you because something happened. And I had already connected with myself and been like, I'm proud of me. And so when she said that, it was cool, but it didn't impact me the way that I would have thought,
Jesus, Lord, say like, that is it right there.
And I was like, I'm glad that in my mind, it was like, I'm glad that you're proud of me, but I'm proud of me.
When you give it to yourself, and you start looking inward versus external, you're going to get all the external because you're giving it to yourself internally.
And then the other day when we had the conversation after the coaching call, and I was like, oh, I'm scared to, step into it, all these things. And I was having really like big conversations about dreams. And I was always really scared to talk about them because honestly, like I constantly think like, who the fuck do you think you are? Who do you think you are to have that? Who do you think you are to
Who
think
am
like
I not to have that? Keep going.
But then I was like, everybody was nobody before they were somebody. So fuck it, So I start sharing with people and it's like, oh, this great idea. And like, people are telling me these things also that I haven't even expressed it. So I'm like, okay, this is a vibe. Like the universe is telling me that this is what I need to do. Right. So then I was like, okay, let me step into that. Next thing you know, I book like this big gig with my bakery. Right. And it got TV publicity, like Congress people were there. So then I'm like, okay, cool. Even if it's like, I had that gig. Next thing you know, like very next, like not the same day, somebody hits me up. I was like, oh, I got to do a 300 party catering. Da, 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 da. And I was like, okay, cool. What do you want? Like all of these things. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's going to come,
Yeah,
and slowly they're all coming. And I was, I'm at this point where I'm like kind of scared, right? Like there's still a scarcity thing. There's still a scarcity thing with finances. So I want to I'm trying to lean on like things. And I'm like, okay, how can I get money? And I was looking at this like interview and I was like, hold up, Sasha, hold fucking phone. Why work and grow someone else's business when you can work and grow your own? And when I made that decision, that's when all the stuff came. The gigs and everything. And like I was like talking about how I needed a baker because if I could not bake and I could do more, then that's great. And I swear I'm having conversations with people on the street and they're like, oh yeah, I bake. And I'm just like,
yeah, you're tapping into your power. And you know what? That's what was most scary. And that's what I'm going through right now as well. As we level up, it's a new video game level. We got to learn how to get through the level. And it gets easier because we're stronger and we have more confidence and we kind of get used to, oh, okay, last time I felt this way, here's what it meant. Totally got it. I need to clear this. Boom, done. Here's who I can ask for help. Boom, done. I don't second guess myself anymore. It gets easier, but you're just rolling, man.
So so in a nutshell, manifested the money to pay for your program, manifested like more clients, orders, like just gigs all around. I'm also manifesting like certain relationships in my life, and it's all because I'm just like accepting that like I'm worth so like everything I want, like I can have it.
You're embracing your power. You're embracing just you and loving all of you. Like you're the motherfucking star. And you're just kind of like, okay, all right. So I do have
sometimes I walk around and I feel that. And then I'm like, who do I think I am? Hold up. Just kidding. Yeah. And I constantly hear you, even though it's just for exercises. It's even when walking, right? Like confidently. In my mind, I'm like, tits up, ass out. Tits up, ass out.
That's right. And I love it, man. You're doing it. Everybody I know it's anybody, man. They all feel we all have some of this shit. And I think it's what deep down makes us, it's always going to keep us grounded. It's always going to keep us heart centered. And it's like, we're going to eventually love that part about us, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. And I do have a question. When you said that you manifested the money to pay for us, how did you get in? Was it a credit card or a loan? You don't have to talk figures, but
I paid for it, just straight up everything.
Oh, so you're saying you talked to her and then waited a week to enroll?
No, I was basically like, okay, I don't want to do like, there was no payment plan. No, I think there was, but I didn't want to do that. Cause for me, I'm like, I'd rather just like pay it off, like, cause the little ones, like, I don't know why they bother me, right? So I'd just much rather not see it. Cause I'm like, well, if I just throw it out, it'll be like, I never had it. Like, it's not a big deal,
Yeah.
So I went and I figured out how I could do it. And I was like, look, can I do it in 2 payments, right? 2 payments, call it quits, whatever. And she's like, and Nicole was like, yeah, I'll take the heat from Casey. It's fine. And I was like, okay. And so I paid that first half. And I think it was like a week later, I was supposed to pay the other half and I did. And then the week after that, that's when I got the check. And I was like, whoo, because for a while I was like shitting bricks, right? Yeah. I was like, I could have used it for this.
Well, that belief of there's only so much. So you have to choose. Yeah.
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 But then I was already starting to think like, no, you can make it, like if the idea was, if I join the program, I will be able to make what it cost plus even more if I work the program, right? Like the whole concept of anything works if you work it, right? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just like, I'm just going to listen to Casey because I don't have all the answers.
Well, hey, and this, for those that do want to enroll and join, what were some of the first videos that helped you tap into manifesting that money or like, unlocking it?
Reset and restore. Reset and
Okay.
restore was like my biggest thing that just completely helped me with everything. And then clear my shit.
Amen.
Like
Right.
I use that stuff all the time.
I use it every
Like
day.
when we do active rest and I'm like on the stairs or whatever, I put you on and I'm just fucking listening to you, and it's just like, okay, whatever frustrations I got, I clear it.
Yeah.
And it's so helpful.
So
And
helpful.
I know I'm like barely touching the surface with these things. Like I
Yeah.
haven't even fully dove into anything else.
It's all perfect though. You don't need to. I tell everybody that it's not like you need to go do a bunch of shit. Do the initial thing that gets you over that hump and go crush life. And we're here when you run into your next thing or when
Yeah.
you want to strategize,
Yeah.
So you're
Reset
doing
and
great.
restore really, really like changed it for me.
Reset and restore. That's interesting. Okay. I was not going to say that, but so thanks for telling me. How much weight are you down right now?
I mean, it's not a lot, probably like 2-3 pounds, 1% body fat.
I know what
But
it
like,
was. How did you
yeah.
get there? You said it's less cardio and you're eating more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, before the program, I'm fast. I'm always on the go, right? So my workouts are fast. Everything I do is fast. I drink coffee fast, right? Like I don't sip on tea. I just swallow it. Like, yeah. So like, I'm just like really fast. Like I got time for this shit. And so my workouts were like that. Just hit. Cause I don't like to do cardio, right? Like I ran, okay, there's so many like things. So you know how like your body manifests pain, trauma, things like that, right? So in a time where I was scared to move forward, I hurt my foot running because I was so fucking pissed off. I was like, I just need to fucking run. And I ran and I hurt myself. Wow. Because I was angry, right? So then I hurt my body. And then the part that I hurt is my foot, which for me, I'm like, oh, that's preventing me from moving forward, right? So it's all symbolic for me.
Right.
So I was like, fuck, okay, I can't run anymore. So now I'm doing HIIT workouts, hit, but like tearing my body down, like just in so much fucking pain, but still pushing through it because I'm a push through the pain type of girl. And I'm like, if I keep pushing through the pain, I'm going to put myself in a point where I can't do it. When I first started your program, I was like, I'm not really sweating as much. I was really tempted to like spin or like do something, burpees, do something, right? But I was like, Sasha, don't. Follow the fucking program. That's it. Just follow the fucking program. So I have been, and we're on like week 5 or 6 now.
Yeah.
And no cardio. I think the only cardio is like walking on stairs, but it's like just walking, right? Like it's just to move my body because it's sore. Like it's not cardio for sure.
Yeah.
I'm actually eating more, which is weird, right? Because I also have like a high carbohydrate intake. And I'm like, what? I can eat carbs, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, that's cool too. And I don't have to like buy all these supplements and take all these things and all, I just got to follow the plan, follow the workout plan. And that's it. And that's all I've been doing. And the first month I dropped like 2 to 3 pounds, 1% body fat. Like I can feel my strength coming back. My body's looking like it's like showing up the way that I want it to in places. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like it's just taking care of all the stuff that I was like struggling to do and figure out how. And so now I'm like, all I have to do is just follow the program.
And it's easier.
Really that simple. Yeah.
But the program's easier than it's less work than what you were doing. But even though it's a mind fuck, we give you the things to clear the reason why it's a mind fuck. But do you remember what you were eating before? How many calories? Like 1,000?
No, I'd probably say like 12, 14. I would definitely, if I got to 15, I'd be like, oh no, that's too much. Yeah. I'm eating way too much. Let me just drink a shake for dinner or something like that. Let me just drink something and I'll eat that.
And then what are you eating now? How many calories?
I think I'm like 2,000 and some change.
Damn
which is
right.
really, really, really hard because it's like my mind, right? I'm like, I'm eating too much. I'm eating too much, but it's fueling my body. And it's like, I can feel the difference when I do eat. And it's like, I'm in a better mood. My body feels good. Like, it's just, and it's like, and I'm like, this is perfect because I love to eat.
Right. So you literally went in 5 weeks from 1400 to 2000, and you went from how much cardio before?
Oh, every day was cardio. I mean, it was just constant hit. It was like, and I would go to the gym like 5-6 days a week.
Oh my God.
I was going to the gym 5-6 days a week doing hit at like an hour and some change. I was in the gym more than an hour.
I feel so, because I know what you're going through, and that's so much. So yeah. So you went from doing cardio every day, you know, 5-6 days a week to maybe what, 4? Or is it, are you going 6 because you're doing 2 walking days?
No, right now I'm just doing, I think, is it the 6? 4. I think it is 6. Yeah. But the 2 are active rest days. Yeah. So I'm like, it's not really like I'm working out. Like I show up, I do 20 minutes of walking stairs. Like that's, you know, I'm like, I'm just waking up my body. Yeah. I do that, and then I stretch because I've been sore lately, which is weird because I haven't been sore in a while. Yeah. You know, doing my workouts, I'm not sore.
Yeah. We're doing some heavy, like, shit, you know, that's why we don't do cardio. We're doing lifts that burn more fat, and 1% body fat. That's a lot. You know, that's a lot.
I'm like, I was like, I don't think this is enough.
That's incredible. Okay. And so where do you think you'd be right now if you hadn't, or if you didn't take action and book the call and join?
I'd probably not be losing weight. That's for sure. I'd probably be gaining weight. I'd probably not be sleeping, just looking for another job. I would probably be looking for like more work, right? More clients, right? Because I mean, I have like my bakery doesn't, you know, support me 100% yet. So I still work, right? I take care of elderly. And so that's hard because my role is to like not be me and just do what other people say, you know, but I can't do that forever. It makes great money, you know, and it's flexible, but it's not what I want to do, you know? And so I could easily find another client and, you know, make money, sure, but I'd be hella unhappy, you know?
That's me right now. Like people say, well, Casey, why don't you just do an event? People would pay 10 grand a pop just to come to one of your events, and people would do this. And, you know, but I'm like, that's like saying, well, if I go suck some dick, I mean, I could pay my bills, but now I got to go suck dick and do all that and potentially risk this. Like when I could just do this that I love. And then the potential for money is, you know, it's about that long game, you know?
Yes.
If there's anybody watching this video and they've been seeing our shit, you know, maybe they're feeling like you were, I don't know. If they're on the fence about booking a call to speak to us about joining, what would you say to them?
Man, get out of your way. Get out of your way and book the fucking call, because clearly what you're doing isn't working. There's a reason why you want to book the call, right? The reason why you want what you think she has, or you see it, you know, is because you want it, and which means like you deserve it, but you don't think you do. Like just try, you know, like just try something different. Try something different. Like take a chance on yourself. Yeah. Like, honestly, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Like, just book the call and take a risk for yourself.
Staying where you're at's risky, you know. Okay. Sasha, thank you so much. Where can people follow you, or do you want to send them to your bakery, or do you want to send them to your personal? Like, where can we follow you?
My personal one is sasha.molly. But that's on Instagram. And then the bakery is Lola's Kitchen, Carlsbad.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Like, seriously, I'd be like, thank you, Casey. I'm like, I wonder if you receive that.
we are. And I do the same thing. I cry often about my mentors and people that don't even know they're impacting me. They have no idea. Like, you know, I just watch their videos, I buy their books, and I just cry because I just appreciate them. I know what they had to go through to get there, and I just appreciate them so much. And I send their family love, and I just send, you know, that's good. It's good. All right, girl. Well, have a great day. And thank you so much. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. All right. Bye.
This is it. I've got a free training, CaseyShip.com/register. Be sure to grab that and then join my free Facebook group and just reach out. Struggle is not required. So hit me up, CaseyShip.com/register. Talk to you soon.